Going to be a tough choice. Some of you, if you're really entertaining, might be getting both today because they're both best in class. And this is next up. There are two choices here. They're both similarly named, classic and traditional. So you got to clarify a couple of these.
Sure.
But they're both incredible. We'll tell you how to make them. But if you want to get on the line quick for 5 easy payments of $23.84, what's the difference in the flavor profile? Start with classic.
Okay, classic comes the way it is. You do whatever you want. You could dress it up, dress it down. It's just that good Kansas City prime rib, that rich marbled flavor.
So you did not season it?
Nope. Just it comes with a netting because we want to keep it together and evenly cooked.
So classic is season free.
Yes.
But traditional,
Yes.
a traditional incredible prime rib does have seasonings. So this is the one that I would choose if I were shopping right now. And what are the seasonings in the traditional?
Okay, so traditional is like the holidays. It tastes and smells like the holidays. Coriander, thyme, carrot, onion.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you go in your mom's house and you just it just screams holidays. And look at that. I'm not even pushing on that. Look, I'm just a little, look at it. I'm just going to rub that knife. Look at that.
Is your mouth watering yet?
I mean,
look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
And let's talk about.
That is great.
Look at that.
And let's talk size.
Sure.
5 to 5.5 pounds. So that will feed big slices. How many?
4 to 8, maybe 12. Again, it's not.
Depending on the size.
Yeah,
Because
so
it's huge. But it's not too huge not to love, because you can have leftovers on this and love it.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, so what I did was kind of two different cuts. So I went with kind of like a 6 or 7 ounce cut right here. And here I went with more like a 9 or 10.
By the way, like that, there are Easter dinners and then there are Easter dinners. That's a 10 ounce. So that's over half a pound of prime rib. Yeah, you want a little potato? You can do that as well. But that's a lot of food that you're going to be eating. But you know what? You'll love it. And you'll love the fact that the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the intimidation away.
Yes.
Sometimes when you say prime rib, a little bit of an anxiety happens, right?
It does,
Can I
yeah.
do this? How do we take all of that anxiety away?
No problem. So it's very simple. So again, this arrives frozen with the netting on it. You're going to take it out and put it in your refrigerator for about 2 to 3 days. Okay?
2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days. Because you don't want to hurry up that process. We freeze these at the top of this freshness, so you don't want to, work anyway. So then we put it on our table. Want to bring it to room temperature, Rick? Because you don't put cold meat in the oven. Put the oven on at 375. You follow me so far? It's easy, right?
Yep.
Then you take it and put it in a shallow cooking dish. Okay? Put it in the oven about 1 to 1.5 hours. It'll be medium. The most important part, take it out and let it rest. Why do we do that? Let's get back to this and I'll show you. We do this because see all these juices, Rick? If we didn't do that, this is 30 minutes resting. If we cut right into it, then all those juices would go on the cutting board.
I see.
So you got to let it rest. A little piece of tinfoil on it.
Are those instructions coming along with it?
Yes.
Great. So no intimidation, no fear factor here. Can be done to perfection. Just follow the Kansas City guide. They've been doing this since 1932.
Yeah.
Since the 20th century, they know how to make this happen. Let's eat and let's have a great prime rib.
Now, how do you like yours?
I like to do just the way it is. I'm going to have the traditional.
Okay, you want traditional? Okay.
Yeah, that's a traditional.
And I
How
asked you-
is that? That's medium rare, isn't it?
Yeah, that's medium rare. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make
medium rare. Why? How do you like yours?
Well, I like my medium rare, but I was going to make a point that if you said to me, Ralph, I'd like it to be a little bit more cooked, I would just come here to the back and I would slice a little piece off like this, and it's going to be a little bit more cooked. Isn't that crazy? That's the same piece of meat, Rick? Well, look at that.
Okay.
That's more medium.
From the other side.
From the other side. I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's a prime rib.
that's prime rib, right?
That's
Buttery,
prime rib.
rich. I mean, you're tasting.
Have you ever had a ribeye, and the ribeyes are coming up later. The ribeye, fun fact for you, and the prime rib are actually the same cut of meat?
Yeah,
Are they?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about ribeye or prime rib, it's the most marbled piece of meat on the cattle. And look at this. And there's a reason for that. It just literally, it could just hang out here, and it could just ooze juices. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's clear. That's wonderful. You made a point about the size before, and I just want to talk about this. How many times does someone come to your house, right? And they say, well, that's too big, that's too small, I want this size, I want that size. So when you ask me, how many does this feed? Well, I mean, it depends who's eating. I mean, what's great about this is you could do like a 3-ounce piece.
Right.
Or heck, do
a
10-ounce
piece.
Yeah,
right,
whatever you're into.
In fact, it's a slice of thin one on the traditional. Traditional more limited now, by the way. We have it for you here and now, a couple hundred remaining in the classic, and you kind of provide your own seasoning with the classic. You might have a traditional family recipe on how you want to, grandfather, grandmother did it this way back in the day. Yeah. You can then create your own by getting it. But this is the key. It's the quality of the beef. It's the quality of the actual beef. Yeah. The preparation is we're going to make sure that that's great. Yeah. All netted, that's awesome. But you got to have quality beef to start, especially with a prime rib, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that quality. So, Kansas City steak, it's like a family. It's like a boutique. I mean, these people, we care so much about the way this tastes that let me tell you what we do. First of all, premier cattle from Kansas City, okay? Number one. Number two is corn-fed. Grass-fed versus corn-fed. Corn-fed, you get more fat, more flavor. And then we do something interesting. We wet age the beef for up to 28 days, Rick. 28 days. So what does that mean? Well, that's where you get that unique, deep, rich flavor because it cooks in its own juices, basically.
Yeah.
And it makes it tender, and it just melts in your mouth.
I got to tell you, if ever you did it side by side, did a taste test. I did one grass-fed, no aging.
Right.
And on this plate, corn-fed, aged 28 days, and tried them both.
Oh, there's
nobody would choose the former.
No, they wouldn't. Yeah.
Very, very few of you would choose the former. Believe me, when it comes, if flavor is what you're looking for, the Midwestern Kansas corn-fed beef that's been aged is the way to go. 49 seconds on this. In time for Easter dinner. In time for your opportunity. And what's on top?
Okay, so I want you to taste
What's that called?
That's meat candy. So these are, by the way, our butchers, they perfectly trim this. They keep just enough fat that when you put it in the oven,
man,
that's what happens.
dangerous.
Is that dangerous?
That's dangerous.
Tell me about that. Just tell me about
I'll tell you what it is. You have the middle. I'll just have the top, right? Right? It's like the muffin top of the actual prime rib. Hey, all done with 5C payments at $23.84. Free shipping and handling. And we got a lot more coming up. The burgers. You love the burgers. We shall have to come. Such great items like the big old ham. We have the sirloins. We have the ribeyes. Why? Because this is all about meat. Where's the beef? It's right here in this hour on QVC2. And this is still to come.